Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late November 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Geminis. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide and spirit team, talk to me about these lovely Geminis as we move closer and into Sagittarius season. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini. It's been a lot of interesting readings in recent weeks. Let's see if we could keep it going. What's happening? With my friends, please. There we go. Thank you. Oh, Queen of Swords energy leading us off here. What are you so serious about, Gemini? Now, that is one of your power cards in this Oracle deck. I will tell you that. And I always get like an interesting jolt of energy when she shows up as the very first card. So that's super intriguing to me. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this. So yes, this is an Oracle deck, so it's not literally the Queen of Swords, but just the way it looks to me. Like, look at that crown, look at that seriousness on the face. This screams Queen of Swords to me. Now, it doesn't matter if you're male, female, or anything in between. This is Gemini energy, right? Extremely intellectual, very strategic. Like, there's a really strong intellect with this card as well. But one thing about the Queen of Swords energy, I always say it, there's no BS, there's no nonsense, there's no games. This is very straightforward, cut to the point, not playing around, okay? Now, that could be very good, depending on the situations you're going through, but at the same time, it could also be a little bit cold, right? Maybe you're dealing with an individual that's a little cold or detached when this card shows up. But I always say, when we lead off with her, maybe you're stepping into your power, using your intellect to figure things out, problems and situations. There's just running that risk of becoming a little too cold when this energy shows up. But it's powerful, it's straightforward, it is to the point. What you see is what you get when we have Queen of Swords energy here. So we'll see. I mean, it depends what shows up in the reading, very serious. But let's get into tarot now. And yeah, I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the juicy, intuitive stuff. So let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Geminis, my guides. Get this deck ready. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a reading for sure. It was titled, They're Watching You. And that was all over the reading last week, with somebody keeping eyes on. So whether there's someone you're keeping tabs on, maybe someone's keeping tabs on you, it was like in multiple places within the reading last week. Now, as I always say, I'm not a fear monger. It didn't mean that it had to necessarily be negative. For some of you, it could have been a work thing, right? Maybe there was someone clocking you for whatever reason or watching your moves. But it was there, okay? So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your energy or someone you're linked to. So let's get these first 3 cards out. What do we got for Gemini here, my gods? In late November, what's happening with my friends? Thank you. All right, Hierophant energy. Okay, power structure. Okay, this is a very in-depth card for us to lead off with, but one thing I will say about the Hierophant is that it's not movable. It's something that's like standing firm and not moving for whatever reason. So we'll see what's up with that. It could be good. It could be good stability. We could be looking at day-to-day life as well. Oh, okay. We have the Empress here. All right. This might be a huge reading, my friends. I'm just going to say that already. Let's get one more card out here. When we have the Hierophant and the Empress, let's see. I mean, thank you. Ace of Pentacles, very good. So Gemini, I am cautiously optimistic with the energy that we have right now, okay? Like the way it's sweeping, it's very earthy, very grounded. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, I look over here, and yes, the sweeping earthiness of this energy. So for a lot of you, there could be a hyper focus on work and the monetary, tangible things. So I'm not seeing a lot of cups or even air just yet. Now, the Empress, it could be earth or air. It all really depends. Lots of Taurus energy here as well in a very powerful way. But let's break through it one by one. Once again, it doesn't have to just be work and stuff like that. It's just sturdy, which means it could be something you've been dealing with for quite a while showing up. But position number one, we have the Hierophant. So as far as the Zodiac goes, this is one of the cards that represent the Taurus collective. And when I see the Hierophant, I'll just give you a quick little rundown of all the possibilities that this could be. One, this could represent spirituality. The Hierophant is really in-depth and in tune spiritually. The Hierophant could represent power structures like corporations, churches. When I see this card, I think of life within the box, right? It's not very Gemini, right? When I think Gemini, I think people that think outside the box. This is within the box. So Hierophant could represent your day-to-day life, something that's been in your life for a very long time. Like it could be a daily routine. It could be all sorts of stuff. So the clarifier for this is going to be very interesting for us to look at. As far as relationships go, this could represent marriages. The Hierophant could represent long-lasting connections that we have in our life, people that have been around for a very long time. So there's a lot of little subtleties when we have a card like this. But one thing I can say about it is that it is very firm. The thing with the Hierophant is it is super sturdy. It's an energy that does not move out easily. This is an energy that, like, once it's there, it's there. So we're really going to want to dig deeper into that. Now, moving to the center, the Empress has a lot of similarities to the Hierophant. Now, when we look at her, I always say this could be Taurus. It could also be Libra energy because this is Venus. So there is an earthiness to it as well. The Empress could be all about blessings, wins, victories, the pleasures of life in various different ways. So maybe some of you Geminis out there are enjoying the fruits of your labor or the pleasures of life. Doesn't always have to be a bad thing. When I see the Empress, I think of possibilities. I think of fertility, okay? Creation, mother figures and stuff like that as well. So there might be some sort of connection there when we see this, but generally it's blessings to me. And since she has that earthy energy, especially right next to the Hierophant, long-lasting implications all over this spread. Either something or someone you have a ton of history with, or these energies have long-lasting implications. Because the Empress, the challenge with her card is she could also be immovable. She could also be an energy that is difficult to change. Sometimes it could even be a smothered type of energy, but that's taking it to an extreme. I see her as a very positive goddess type of card with blessings, wins, and victories. Moving to the back end, very positive. Although it is earthy, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, all aces are opportunities. Specifically this one. This is a golden opportunity. Spirit throwing something right in your lap. Like, here you go, Gemini, take it and run with it. Now, it's up to you if you take those opportunities or not. But this could be something really good coming in. Maybe it's possibly something new, a new opportunity, a new path. Could even be a renewal of some kind. And with all this earthy energy, if you're not hyper-focused on work and the monetary, when I see this, when I see the Empress, when I see the Hierophant, there could be big levels up. Like you could start leveling up your money or have a nice increase in it. I do like it. But once again, as with all opportunities, if you don't take it, it can wither on the vine. It's really up to you. And all this energy is earthy and sturdy, so it's going to be interesting to me to see what energy shows up underneath, because that could switch things up. So I want to dive deeper in all of it, Gemini. Let's jump in and clarify. Pardon me. But yeah, let's get a good shuffle here for my Geminis, please. Guides and Spirit team. Maybe we're getting a nice shift of energy. That would be a good thing. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Hierophant. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Hierophant time. Let's see what's happening here. What is happening here with the Hierophant? What is the Hierophant, please? Thank you. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Are you waiting on something? Are you waiting on something or someone here, Gemini? We have the Seven of Pentacles in the upright underneath this Hierophant. Like, to me, it's like, you ever see that meme of somebody poking something? Like, all right, do something. Do something. I'm kind of getting that vibe here, Gemini. So there might be something you're like, might be tired of waiting on it, or just something. It's like, ugh. it's like watching paint dry. Like that's a vibe I'm picking up here. So maybe some of you Geminis out, like you're bored. And this time you might feel a little more bored than you normally are. You might need some sort of mental stimulation when I see this type of energy. Now, I do also have to say, the Hierophant can have karmic archetypes to it. This is absolutely a very karmic card. So I have to say, there could be karma working in with whatever situations you're going through. Whether it's with people or things that have been in your life for a long time, this card is reaping what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. So those are the two main messages I'm getting here. Watch out for boredom in this time. You might need some sort of mental stimulation. But a big thing I'm picking up here is like karma might be at play, or it might get served up, or it might be attached to whatever situations you're going through. But I'm getting this waiting game, It's like, come on. Once again, all earthy. This is Pentacles as well. So it might be frustrating for you. Like if you've been seeing delays or waiting on certain things, for some of you, this could have been a karmic connection as well. I don't want to dig too deep into it. I don't want to just keep giving you messages. It is what it is. But let's keep pressing forward. Because remember, that's where we're starting here. And it just feels dull. So there might be something that you're finding very dull or boring. You might need a change or a switch. So let's go in on the Empress. Why is the Empress here? Thank you. More Pentacles. More Pentacles here. Okay, now I'm seeing a little effort here to change something up. And when that happens, when you start putting more effort in, when you start putting more energy towards something, that's when it's really going to start picking up a lot of steam. That's very good, because whereas this energy was kind of like waiting, this one's like, okay, I'm not waiting no more. Eight of Pentacles, once again, work type of energy. All earth energy here. Now, earth energy is good for a few reasons. It could be really good for money. So you could have a lot of good victories and wins coming in, big ones too, when we have this energy, like someone's work finally paying off. Remember, we had the karma as well. What you put forth, you get back in return. Now we have possible karmic rewards, big wins and victories, which is nice. But you have to put the effort forth to collect them. That's one thing I'm saying. And I have this underlying energy here, Gemini, that there's this bored type of vibe. Okay, I can't quite put my finger on it, and I don't always get that in Gemini readings. There's something that is just either not moving to your liking, or it's like watching paint dry for whatever reason. But yes, the Eight of Pentacles is a card of effort, and for a lot of you, I do see you finally getting what you work towards, or getting those rewards. Okay, so whether they're karmic rewards, whether all the things I already mentioned, big wins and victories, this is good. But if you don't like the current circumstances, if you want a big change or whatever, it might be up to you to shoulder that effort, and you put the effort in, because then that'll really start switching things up. And we'll see when we get back here to the Ace how this is all going to turn out. But I find this very surprising that we have so much earthy energy in a Gemini spread. That's very rare. You know, I'm used to seeing a lot of swords in your readings, but if you've been going through a tough time, I just have to say things could really start stabilizing, or yeah, getting much more stable for you. So let's see why that Ace of Pentacles is here. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. So what is that Ace of Pentacles about? Why is that Ace of Pentacles here? Thank you. Yeah, here it comes, right here. We have Judgment on the back end. Yeah, this is a breakthrough. This is a breakthrough on the back end. Like, there is no doubt about it. With, yeah, karmic as well. Judgment can be decisions, choices. For some of you, there could be a renewal of some kind where someone or something could possibly repeat or pop back up in this time. So keep that in mind. It's up to you if you want to repeat that behavior or whatever it might be when this shows up. Because this is a renewal if I've ever seen it. But when I see Judgment, you see Gabriel blowing that trumpet, right? Those dead rising and all that stuff. It's a very interesting card. And aside from the karmic archetypes, because we did possible karmic rewards here as well, this is Plutonian, it's change-based, and it's action. And it is very powerful, explosive action. So for a lot of you with this Ace of Pentacles, all you have to do is work for it. I don't know what that means to you, whether it is work-wise, whether it is relationships. All you have to do is put your best foot forward, put your effort into something, and you will have this breakthrough. Okay? You got to put energy into it. You can't collect what you want by just staring at it. You can't collect it by just looking at it. Like, you have to put energy into it. That's just what I feel here. Okay, now I'm not trying to come at anybody sideways. I love this breakthrough energy on the back end, especially with the explosive energy of judgment and that Ace of Pentacles. So we have a lot of things happening here for Geminis in this time. All it takes is your effort. That's really what I'm picking up here. Let's go through and do a quick recap, because there's a lot of blessings and abundance here, Gemini. You just got to keep putting your energy towards it. But if you look here in the box before we get into the shadow card, position number 1, and I'll just say this, all over the place aside from judgment, this is all earthy type of energy. But we have the Hierophant and the 7 of Pentacles in the upright. I did say this felt like a very bored type of energy where it's like, do something, poking it with a stick, please do something, like watching paint dry. But another thing I was picking up was, you know, that karmic energy coming in as well, whether it's been something you've been waiting on a long time. There is this waiting type of energy as well, but whether it is karma getting served up or what have you. But moving to the center, we do have the Empress with the 8 of Pentacles in the upright, starting to put the effort in and starting to see the rewards. This is really good. So you either need to put more energy into something or energy in general, and you can really start collecting these big wins and victories. And this looks really good for money and work and the material this week, especially Gemini. So this is looking really good. On the back end, we have the Ace of Pentacles with Judgment in the upright. This is where the energy finally breaks through. Because if we look at how it goes here, it's like not moving, you know, waiting, bored, effort getting put in and seeing the results, and then boom, it just like breaks through. I did also say that this could be something or someone coming back around or repeating, whether you wanted to or not, that's up to you. But there could be a renewal. But I'm just catching a big breakthrough here, Gemini, and it's beautiful energy. So please take a screenshot. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Yeah, we're going to get a good shuffle here and see what's in the shadows for Gemini. Guides and Spirit team. And yes, I always like to pull this one card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you, something you don't quite see. It doesn't have to be a challenge, right? So what's in the shadows for Geminis? Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. There's various different tiers in there with different reward levels, and it's a beautiful way to support the channel and the mission. So let's get it going. No pressure. What's in the shadows for Gemini, please? Thank you. Nice. More Pentacles. So it's like we have Pentacles from front to back. Queen of Pentacles. And I always say when I see her in a reading, she's like the Empress Light version to me. So we're getting more of this Empress energy, like I said, which is blessings, abundance, fertility, possibilities. This is really good. Now, for some of you, if you're connected to an earth sign, it is showing up in the shadows still, and there's something that needs to be resolved here when this energy is in the mix. But just like the Empress, it's mother figure type of vibe. It is business oriented, money oriented, and the Queen of Pentacles is very sturdy and abundant. So for some of you, this could be some sort of inner strength you have that's being put to the test. Okay, remember, we had the Queen of Swords in the very beginning, someone stepping into their power. Now we're ending the reading with the Queen as well. That's a lot of internal strength. So for some Geminis, regardless of what you're going through, you might need to hear from Spirit like, hey, you are much stronger than you give yourself credit for. Okay, know how strong of a creator being you are. So yeah, nice reading. I do like that. There could be a little stubbornness here as well, but we're not going to lean into that too much. Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the October subscriber surprise, the winners will be in the community tab after this week's fire and air readings. But for November, we're bringing back winner's choice. 2 lucky subscribers will get to pick a deck of their choosing up to $40 US. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you think is the most fun? Which one do you have the most fun with? And yeah, after that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of November, I'll pick the winners at random as usual. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.